business. Now let's look at the papers this morning, and I will be reviewing the headlines with me in the studio are two gentlemen, leadership and communication strategist Dr. John and public affairs analyst Shijibumi Adebi Bennett. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming this morning on TVC Breakfast. Let's head straight to the papers, and we'll start with the Daily Trust. Kidnapping poses threat to food security businesses. Federal government suspends mining activities in Zamfara. Buhari, we are serious about fighting insecurity. And to the Vanguard, killings, banditry, sorrow in Anambra, Zamfara, Katsina, Rivers, Borno, as kidnappers, headsmen, robbers, other criminals go on rampage. It's be ridiculous to say I'm not concerned, Buhari. Lagos Fire Service boss, 7 others kidnapped. Police station attacked, two cops killed in Kaduna, 5 killed, 46 injured in Maiduguri blast. Federal government orders foreigners to quit mining sites within 48 hours. 8 killed in Rivers Court invasion by also local government boss, dad abducted. Now, Daily Sun, a bloody weekend. Suicide bombers kill 5, injure 46 in Maiduguri. 2 policemen, 3 others killed in fresh Kaduna attack. 10 dead, houses burnt in renewed Taraba crisis. To the Guardian now, government orders foreign miners to leave Zamfara in 48 hours, suspends mining after bandits killing of 50. Again, gunmen invade Kaduna community, while criminals may be untamable by police IGP. Blueprint, federal government suspends mining activities in Zamfara, orders foreigners to leave in 48 hours. NAF destroys bandits' logistics base, 2 corpses, 3 others killed in Bindingwari. IGP warns on fake news. Black weekend, policemen, bandit die in wedding ceremony shootout. That's on the page of New Telegraph. 5 killed, 45 others injured in Borno bomb blast. Mother dies as vehicle plunges into Ogun River. Gunmen abduct Lagos Fire Service director, 6 others. On the pages of this day, federal government goes tough on armed banditry in Zamfara state, gives foreign miners 48 hours to quit notice. NAF fighter planes kill 25 outlaws in airstrikes. Business day, Nigerians binge on dollar savings as naira devaluation memory lingers. Forex deposits rise 19% in Q4. Daily Times now. Daily Times to immortalize Chuba Okadigbo, names Institute for Civil Affairs after him. All right. Most of the papers, gentlemen, are looking at issues bordering on insecurity, and another issue here that might interest you has to do with kidnapping, which the Daily Trust says poses a threat to food security businesses. We've seen over the weekend, even one of Lagos state government officials, Lagos Fire Service boss, was also kidnapped during the weekend. And it's seeming like kidnapping is becoming a lucrative business. Dr. I'll start with you. Okay,
in a country where greed has become our god, issues like this will continue to be on rampage. If you have money, they kidnap you, they ask for ransom. If you don't have, they kidnap you, they use it for money ritual. So whichever way, it's a very serious issue. But when it comes to the issue of food security, I think the major challenge we have now is even trying to battle with food sufficiency. And that's the first level before you now go to insecurity, to food security. As we speak now with a population of about 190-something million people, over 21 million people are undernourished.
How do we attain food sufficiency when farmers are afraid to get to their farms?
That's what we... So
there's
a crisis already of undernourishment on the part of the people. So now if farmers in Benue, for example, Benue used to be the food basket of the nation. If they are afraid to go to their farm, if people in Zamfara cannot go to their farm, then there's a serious crisis in our hand. So beyond even the ransom that people pay, the issue of having our future, food security in the future, is a serious crisis, and government needs to look at the issue of insecurity from both angles, of not just trying to prevent people from being kidnapped or being kidnapped, but to also look at the future to ensure that there's food, at least sufficiency and security for people.
How much of a threat does this pose to our security as well as businesses, seeing that farmers cannot go to the farm? Even the Kaduna International Trade Fair, there was a report of low turnout of persons because they were afraid, you know, traveling along that Kaduna-Abuja axis.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of threat, a lot of it, because when it started in the northeast, courtesy of Boko Haram, people could not go. So, and apart from the fact that a lot of people in that axis could not farm, could not be productive, it became a minus to the other parts of the country. Because if those people cannot be productive, then you have to now use your own excess, in quote, which you don't have, because you still don't have sufficiency in your own part. You still have to give them a surplus. So, and now then later it moved to the North Central. So I can say the only area in Nigeria where you still have people go to the farm with ease is the South. And how much
of them are farmers?
Of them are farmers. So that's the problem. Sometimes I try to think about it, that how are we surviving?
But is this situation as complex as it seems?
It's not as complex, but you know, in Nigeria we complicate everything, because the governors will not do their duty, the citizens will not
do their duty. They are chief security officers, so to speak, of the states. But then, do they have the powers to really do much when it comes to security? I
can give you instances of states that have done something, because we try as much as possible to provide alibi for these governors. Enugu started with Fulani herdsmen also. Have you heard anything about it in the last 3 or 4 years? Ugoyi is doing perfectly well there. Then we have this state also, Ekiti, which is my state. We can remember when the former governor did something, called them and said, we don't want any issue here anymore. We never heard about it. People are going to the farms there. So, but when you collect a security vote and you don't use it, and you say you are not the chief security officer, why collect the money at first?
Your final word, Dotun, quickly, because we have to wrap up.
I think this issue has effect on even the larger economy.
All right.
Because majority of what we are supposed to be producing locally now, we have to import. For example, is tomato. People are importing tomato paste even when we have the capacity to produce it in excess.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your thoughts on the newspaper review this morning. Let's remind you that you're watching TVC Breakfast and we are streaming live on YouTube. You can connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast.